Hello everyone, I'm Neha Verma, Assistant Professor of English Literature. So in this video, we'll be going to learn what are the goals, what are the strategies to kill NET JRF exam, right? So when I was preparing for this exam, I was into a lot of other things. Like I was doing my job, I was giving tuition, and I was also preparing for one of the competitive exam side by side preparing for this NET exam. So do not do that. Like you'll be ending up by drowning down into the commotion and confusion. So if you have that capability inside you, then go for it. There is no harm in it. But let me tell you, if you are a person who is doing one study, one examination, one preparation, one at a time, then do it, because you will be able to divert the stress and confusion and turmoil of your life to the aside, to the another side of the sphere. But to achieve the success in one goal, like if you are preparing for the first time, so you must have 6 months of time to prepare for this, because as you all know that literature is a vast ocean and we have a great amount of syllabus and chapters and units and words, literary terms, world literature, African American literature, American literature with a separate portion. So there are a lot of things to learn. So to crack this exam, you must have a complete strategy. So without delaying it, we proceed further to see what are the techniques, what are the tips and strategies to kill NET JRF. Right. So before going further, do not forget to subscribe this channel and hit the like button if you really like this video, and share it with your all other friends. Right. So first step is consistency. You all must have been reading like for hours, for 2 hours, 3 hours, for 5 hours. When I was preparing for it, I was into it like from 10 to 12 hours, from 12 to 16 hours, but in spite of that I wasn't able to clear it. Let me also tell you that I did clear JRF in the 4th attempt, because till that time I was preparing for NET only, and in the 4th attempt I just achieved JRF. Right. So when I was preparing for the first time for the NET itself, there were a lot of other things like lack of syllabus, lack of target, lack of consistency, lack of discipline, lack of passion, because I wasn't sure, do I really want to do this? So ask to yourself as many times as you can, like you really want to go for this exam or not. And if you get an answer in a positive way, go for it. There is nothing in this world which can hamper you, which can hamper your success, right? So number 2, passion. You must have passion for this thing, because if you lack passion, you cannot be able to achieve success 100%. Like if you are giving exam and if you have prepared fully, but there is lack of passion and there is lack of sparkle of that dedication inside you, then it means you cannot be able to achieve success. Why so? Because sometimes people lack with the point score, or with 1% or with 2% in the NET exam. Like there are a lot of other friends of mine who are just stuck with this 1 point or 2 point percentage thing, right? So do not do that. Third is use visuals. Like whenever I used to study, there are n number of things which can be helpful to you. In my case, visuals are the important things. Like when I read something, I underline it not with a pencil but with a black pen, but with a blue pen, red pen. Use as much as you can, because there is a psychology behind it. If you are highlighting something with the red, something with the green, something with the yellow, then it means that yellow color will going to be stay for longer in your passive memory of the mind. So do this, because this will be very very beneficial for the NET purpose of you, for the learning thing, like in any exam, not for this but for other exams also, right? Then we have audio recording. Like when I used to prepare for this exam, what I did, that I just used to record my voice for some poetical lines, like because I just can't remember every poetical line which is going to come in exam. Like if there's something from Wordsworth, something from Plato, something from Aristotle, so I couldn't be able to remember everything, but still there is a technique, there is a strategy which I built up with myself, so you can also use it. I just recorded it like with the 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 4 minutes in a day, and then I used to listen it while I walk, while I do something, like for if I'm doing some household work for 15 minutes or 20 minutes, then I used to take my earphone and used to listen it. Right? So you can also do it. This is very easy. Before going to the bed you can listen it, before and after getting up in the morning. If you're listening some song, then do not listen that song, listen your video. But yes, I also suggest like to make yourself stress free, do listen song, do watch movie, because I was also doing that, but try to get balance in between, right? Because if you are watching movie, if you are covering your web series, if you are so addicted to your Netflix things, then you won't be able to do it. But make a target, make a target, and side by side also do the correct thing. Like I have to clear this exam, because if I am studying for a week, right, so there will be a time when I'll get bored upon it, I'll be feeling lazy, I'll be get upset, and I do not want to continue this reading. So I also used to do such things, like I'm watching a movie, I'm going out with friends, but again I used to do the study in a flow. So consistency, passion, and visuals and audio recordings. Next is avid reader. I was an avid reader, still am an avid reader, because whenever you read something, you find yourself stuck there, and sometimes you carry on with the emotions, like whatever you are reading. So being a literature student, it is with every one of us. You have to deal with it. Like you shouldn't have to stuck with a particular reading. If you are reading romanticism, oh it is very good, or it is very lovely to think about those time period, so do not flow with it. Try to remember you have to read particular section in a day, or in a 2 day, or in a 3 day, right? So do that. Do not flow with the readings. Be specific, be consistent, right? Next is take stress as positive vibes. I know stress is a negative term, but here you have to manipulate everything. You have to convert your your negativities into positivities. Like take stress as a positive signal. Always try to remember that if I am getting stressed out, that means I must start working upon my negativities also. I must take the stress as a sign of something positive, which will lead you to the success of NET exam, right? And the next thing is what to study. So this is a biggest question when you are a NET aspirant for English literature exam. So what I did was, I started from British literature of British history of English literature. So there are a lot of books in the market, but I went for specific things. Like Routledge, for me Routledge is the best thing, because I found 30 to 40% questions from the Routledge book itself, and it helped me a lot. Alright, so Routledge was the first thing which I completed. I highlighted, I made my notes in the register. And after that I did world literature, like Afro-American literature, African literature, American literature, separate section, German literature, French literature, Russian literature, Indian literature, Greek literature. There were so many kinds of literature that we have to read it all together. Then I completed literary theory and criticism, and then after that I just found out like there are a lot of movements in the history of literature. There are a lot of schools, there were a lot of new words which I was still learning, like existentialism, futurism, cubism, impressionism. There will be different kind of words when you are attempting this for the first time. And because I did my post-graduation from Delhi University, so I was someone who used to always think, oh okay, I have read so many things, so that means I do not have to put a lot of efforts inside it. No, this is not a way, because everyone from DU or JNU who just pass from this exam, from their post graduation, they just have this thought in their mind like, oh yeah, yeah, I can do this exam, but reality is a different thing, right? So you have, but here you have a plus point here, like DU covers a lot of things for the net purpose of you, and you can take a help of DU's graduation syllabus and DU's post graduation syllabus of English literature, right? So because that had proved a very beneficial thing when I was preparing for this exam. How to study? So how to study for the NET or JRF exam? When you are doing multiple readings of a particular book, that means you will be able to remember important things inside it, which you had highlighted in the book. And if you are reading, like if you have already covered it, then do not go for the same book again and again. Try to read another book. Try to read like there are a lot of other books for history of British literature. I'll tell you in another video like what are the necessary set of books, what are the necessary things to clear this exam, that we'll cover in a next separate session. But for this video I would like to tell you, like whenever you are doing a correct amount of study, correct amount of concentration, when you are giving focus to your study, that means you are in a halfway to achieve success, right? You are on the midway to achieve success for this exam. So trust yourself, because if you are scared from the failure, that means it's a good symbol. Because whenever you are scared from anything, that means you are really worried about that thing, that means you are really willing, you really want to achieve that success in your life, that goal in your life, that target in your life. So that stress, that fear, take everything in a very positive manner, right? Conceptual reading. uh, so there are a lot of concepts in the literature. For example, if you take mm, if you take transcendental readings which you haven't done before, like preparing for this exam, before preparing this exam, do the readings of transcendentalism. What is transcendentalism in American literature? So a lot of people, they just British history of English, they just do the British section of the literature. They generally have no idea how to start American literature, how to start Afro-American literature, how to start Russian, Greek or Indian literature. So to do that, you must have notes with you. You must know how to do MCQs, because after reading theory, that is not sufficient. After completing your theory section, you must try to solve the MCQs, because without that, it is totally a wastage. Like if you have read something for 1 hour, for example, let's say if you have completed romanticism, then start doing the questions, start doing the MCQs related to that theory which you just have completed. It will be a helpful thing. It will again be a checker, like you can be able to check how much amount of knowledge you have received through that previous reading of a theory, right? So go for MCQs, go for solving practice papers, previous year's papers, and try to read them. Because if you are reading it, if you start reading it from 2011, like from 2011 till 2019, if you are covering every question with explanation, that means side by side they are going to accumulate inside your passive memory. So they will be efficient for you to reach you towards your goal, right? And the last thing is revision. Revision is very, very important, because sometimes people just keep on reading for 10 hours, 11 hours without thinking about revision, because they just think that revision will be a wastage of time, because we may reread it, sorry, we may read the another section of this unit, we may complete another chapter, we may complete another book in this time of revision. So if you are preparing like 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the night, do not do anything in between that period of time. Just do your revision thing, or you can solve the MCQs, you can just read the previous year question papers. So take out this time. Like if you are a morning person, then try to read in a different divisional slots. Like if you give a 2 hours reading, then take a break, then start doing it in another 2 hours, and take the break consistently, right? Because like if you are also doing a job, let's say some people who are also into the government job, they have become assistant professor, like if they have done PhD, but still they want to complete the NET exam, still they want to clear it. So for these people, I would like to say, like, do the study like 2 hours in 2 hours, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the night. And if you are unable to do that, then 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours revision. Give that 2 hours of revision to this all the reading which you are doing, because that is a most necessary thing for preparing this exam. So in this video we have covered, I guess, as many as things which I was doing when I was preparing for this exam, right? So I guess strategies to clear NET JRF, these were my kind of strategies. You can make yourself also, and also be prepared with the upcoming videos, because we'll be going to cover MCQs, we will be going to cover the next session after the choice unit. So if you think that this is the this is a important lecture, this is something which is very new and something which is very good to listen, something which is very beneficial for you, then do share with your friends also, right? And do not forget to subscribe this channel, like this video, and give reading to your books and notes, and after that listen this video, then do the MCQ. It will be very helpful to you. So thank you.